Hey, and we're live. This is Aaron Karsten with Role Playing Public Radio, and welcome to a Patreon game. The system that we'll be playing today is Monster of the Week, and the title of this is Into the Unknown. We have two players today with us. I shall rise and Scottrick. We'll start with you. Can you introduce yourselves and your characters?
I'm I Shall Rise Again, and I'm playing Randall Burden, a crooked grifter.
All right, and I was just gonna for this, and Scottrick.
Oh, I am Scottrick, and I am playing Cassie Alder. She is a purely innocent young girl who's not spooky at all.
Yep. So you were that's like so if you're going not familiar with the system, Monster of the Week is one of the Powered by the Apocalypse systems, where you in turn play the monster hunters or investigators or supernaturally empowered of a lot of the shows or sites from like the early '90s X-Files, Supernatural, and whatnot, and you find yourself fighting that's like mythical or supernatural threats during these times. I will say, that's like for our setting, the year is current. You're both residents of Chestertown, Maryland, a coastal city that is known for several different things, including the annual Chestertown Tea Party Festival. Uh, it's like celebrating the nation's. That's like independence, usually around the Memorial Day weekend. The schooner Sultana, a replication schooner that was built. That's built back in 1998, and Washington College, one of the most prestigious private liberal arts colleges within the community. Starting with Randall, how did you end up coming to Chestertown and coming into your life with the supernatural?
Well, I was hired by this weird uh, guy who's called Louis Joseph. He's really weird, and he's always talking about how the French Revolution should have never happened, and so he sent me over to this to Maryland.
Okay, so that's like, did he have you try to steal anything in particular?
Uh, some weird book. It's in French. I can't remember the name of it right now.
Okay, so something that was either in a French it's like dialect or other language that you couldn't understand.
Yes.
Okay, so cool. And since you are a grifter, you usually suffer from some sort of heat. So what happened in your past that's maybe keeping you close to Mr. De Rohan or lower on off of the police radar?
Well, Fast Hands Luke, I was running a great scam back in Las Vegas, but he found out about it and sold me out to the mob. So I'm kind of hanging low right now.
Okay, so excellent. So just kind of at least waiting for the next job that can maybe get you out of your benefactor's graces, I guess.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, good to hear. All right, and Cassie, what is your connection to the supernatural?
Uh, Crackers, sorry. Um, yeah, no, she was an avid reader when she was younger. She
Okay.
came upon some stuff that she probably shouldn't have read. It kind of stuck in her mind, and she just now she gets some crazy mood swings and sees some things here and there, and these things kind of, you know, people can't explain it, and they just assume she's a moody teenager.
Okay, so at least that's so possible the ability of second sight from a tome that should not have come into her possession.
Yeah, I'm sure it
Okay.
wasn't the color yellow.
All right. Usually if you have that, you're kind of already screwed in one way or the other. So we're taking from it. All right. All right. So you do have so we have both of you and the characters, the established, and also how old are you?
The character, I think, like 12, 13.
All right. And how old is Randall?
Oh, he's in his 20s.
20s. Okay, so not too terribly old off of that. All right. And part of this, since you are the only two players here, we do have the structure of the connection. So, well, first off, Randall, what is your connection to Cassie?
Uh,
And if Oh, go ahead.
uh, they know about my criminal past. They saw me in committing scam.
Okay. So in this case, she has enough dirt on you to be able to basically ask you for a favor and not and you have no real leverage over her.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, you can go ahead and write that in the character sheet. And Cassie, what is your primary connection over to Randall?
Well, I feel like I could tie that in where I was using telepathy on them, and they've realized that I was using that particular ability on them, and realized like, oh crap. So I assume that that's how I probably figured out the dirt on said person.
Alrighty. So we'll go at all right. So in this case, both connection right there where that's like you see that he has access to maybe some of the things that your darker hallucinations are pointing towards when you want it. So and unfortunately Randall, you just have that's like you're kind of flagged with this girl who every once in a while maybe gives you a good tip on something that you might be able to fence. So I will, but I'll say right now it's currently October. Not quite Halloween. A lot of the decorations are out yet, but it's a fairly calm mood over the town. They usually have a large pumpkin festival, but nothing else as big is going on. I will say, Randall, the only thing that you specifically would actually be more aware of is that this actually is the big event right now prior to Halloween is going to be the naming of the Sophie Care Prize over at Washington College. This is that's like a literary prize that's awarded to one graduating senior every year. Uh, that's like along with a cash prize that can net up to almost $50,000 annually. So it's a big event outside of the town, usually drawing in a lot of scholars and also a lot of tourists with the people that come through. So go on the bay, take a haunted. That's like a haunted district tour, or something else. So something you can kind of scam along the way with as well. So but it's a Sunday night outside. What would you normally be doing?
On a Sunday night?
Yes.
Uh, right now, I would probably be hanging uh, hanging out at a bar. Uh,
Just hanging out, kind of
yeah.
drinking your sorrows away for the most part.
Yes.
Okay. Do you carry a cell phone, or do you just to like get calls when you take them?
Oh, I have multiple cell phones.
Okay, so I will say the one that is directed specifically to Monsieur de Rohan rings.
I pick it up.
So ah, that's like Rendell. This evening, my son.
Hello?
Rendell,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Are we sure on a good connection? Because
Yes.
that was the point. You said you couldn't, or you were going through a tunnel, and then I found the only tunnel you were going through was a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Oh, no. Well, I am going for Jack Daniels, but I can hear quite fine now.
So, well, well, in this case, I still, if you want a little more, well, money for your other trips down the Jack Daniels, that's like Expressway, I have a little job for you tonight, if you wouldn't mind going out and it's like sobering up a little bit.
Uh, sure.
So, this is the case. It's nothing really too lurid. I'm not going to ask you to take anything. I know that the last time we asked you to go ahead and take, to like get something. Luke decided to almost lift that and the hand that you took it off from you. So, it's gonna be a little bit more simple right now. I need you to go take some pictures for me.
Ooh, pictures.
Yep, just a little bit of surveillance. I'm certain right now you know about the festivities going on around the that's like the college.
Of
Yes.
course. It's a
Okay.
great time for business.
Oh, well, oh yes. If we're in the pickpocketing aspect of it too, all sorts of tourists whose wallets just need to pop out of their pockets, so to speak, right? Uh, but I was no in particular right now. Put up a gallery, interestingly enough, because this year's at least theme around it were poets, and in particular ones that, I wouldn't say macabre, but a little, maybe a little bit more. that's like maudlin to speak. Poe, other that's like Bo Yeats, other ones that would be downwards. But they have a collection of that's like specific artifacts, things that were set to several different poets of the town's history. Um, and I need to at least a confirmation that one might be there, if you would be so kind.
Yeah, I'll get right on that, boss.
Excellent, 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 excellent. So, he gives you the location. It's one of the it's one of the homebound kind of art galleries, kind of one of the a row house that has been converted into a showroom. That's about a mile off site from the main campus line. You were given a description of what appears to be a simple black wrought iron lamp that just in the case that it's all encased. The only window, it only has one window on the front, and on the picture you can't really see it too much, but it seems to have intricate scrawling that almost look like small branches that wind all around the body of it. So, but Monsieur de Rohan, I again don't need any other ones. This is a picture from the collection, but I would like some confirmation to see about this. And you know what? You have a good eye for things, so I need to tell you to tell me if there's anything particularly odd or off about it, if
Uh,
you can.
I hope it's not going to start whispering my darkest secrets to me like that last thing you had me get.
Oh, no, 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 no. That Cupid doll has been burned
Oh,
to the
okay,
ground,
good.
and we assaulted it. Nothing's growing back there again. Specifically, since that also smells of brimstone now, and we can't explain why. That killed my azalea. I don't appreciate that. So
Okay.
anyway,
Oh,
but okay. Thank you so much. So happy hunting, shoo shoo. And you hear the phone disconnect.
okay. I start heading to the location.
All right, so you're off on there, Cassie.
Yep.
You that's like normally it would that's like normally you would probably what would you normally be doing on a Sunday night?
Uh, Normally,
Normally.
pro- probably drawing moody pictures or painting or something to that effect. But I do
Okay.
want to say that you mentioned something about poetry, right?
That is correct. So
I
you're
mean, she would
it's like
absolutely be interested in poetry, and
okay.
she would complain how nothing is quite as good as Les Fleurs du Mal by
Uh,
Charles Baudelaire.
okay. No, that's excellent to go. So but yeah, so what is the name of your parents?
I'm gonna go with Robert and Abigail.
Robert and Abigail? Okay.
Yeah.
So all right. And how's your relationship with them?
Uh, I get mood swings, so probably not great.
Okay. So our and
Probably
so the
temperamental.
Okay, so I'll say your dad, Robert, has normally they would go ahead and just make sure that you're in the home for bed because it is technically it's technically now a school night again. So and even though that the town is kind of in a tourist boom right now, you still have to go and they want you to sleep. But he's really trying to reconnect with you. So during the day, he actually asks like, "Hey, it's going to be about 8 o'clock, but we have this." That's like we have this particular poet that's like Port Laureate that will be coming into town as part of the festivities, and we're wondering if you want to go listen to them. They also have an exhibit of artifacts from around the that's like around the bay specifically. If you want to give it a shot.
Uh, she's gonna act disinterested, but really doesn't want to do this. So I suppose.
Okay, so all right. But I'll look it from there. So you're just gonna be disinterested and just not look like the cool
Oh
off.
yeah, no, definitely. The character is gonna be awful, awful to her father, but she doesn't want to go. And if he just puts up any type of resistance, like, oh no, I guess we're gonna turn back. Like, no, 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 sorry.
All right. So in turn, yep, you have no. That's like so. Yeah, you can go through there. Your dad kind of is kind of a little oblivious, but your mom's there. So, but yeah, you agree to go ahead and go there. Let's see. While you're walking out though, uh, you start hearing what sounds like singing. So, particularly, it's a male's voice, so fairly deep. It's like lower range baritone, almost going into bass.
Okay.
But it sounds like it's coming directly outside your window, but you're not seeing anybody. It's just that you just see the light onto the street and some of your lawn, nothing else.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Guess I'm gonna look around. Even with the sight, I can't see anything, huh?
Well, let's take a look. So, for your abilities on that.
You see the invisible, especially spirits and magical influences. You can communicate, maybe even make deals with the spirits you see, and it'll give you more opportunities to spot clues when you investigate a mystery.
Okay,
So,
so you're going to use the site in this case. You do. That's like, well, actually, yeah. If you want to use that while investigating a mystery, that may make it a little bit visible. So you can go ahead and roll on that.
all right, so I'm rolling 2d6, you said?
Yep. So and you're plus sharp. So make sure no that will increase it.
All right, so it's a 7 total.
A 7 total, 7 to 9. And a whole one. All right. So you will basically get one question answered. So you can answer what happens here. Well, look, you could do you have the hunter move list in front of you?
I think so. Here we go. What happened
Okay.
here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? That kind of stuff.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking at, right?
Yeah. So which one of those do you want to?
Let's see. I guess maybe what is being concealed here, since I can't see what it is.
Okay, excellent. So, yeah, you realize when you look through it and you actually consult the spirits that one, even though this is sounding like a normal man's voice, it's a lot fainter than it should be. And as you go over, because you pull the wall, their sight seems to direct you downward, where as your sight actually hits the ground, you hear the singing stop, and all you see down there is a frog. Fairly large bullfrog, to be honest, that's just looking straight up at you, and
Oh, okay. Uh, guess I'm going to attempt to investigate this frog, I guess. Seems strange.
all right. Are you trying to pick it up?
Uh, sure. I like
All right.
frogs.
Okay. So you kind of get out the window, and it's like you pick it up. He's not resisting. He just kind of looks at you, both eyes oddly blinking out of sync. So, but I will let you go ahead and use investigate a mystery one more time if you want to, if you're trying to find more information.
All right. Okay, so if I'm roll, is a roll again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is an 11.
An 11. Shit.
11.
Okay. All right. So you have two more questions here.
All right. Let me see. I guess let's go with what was it going to do? So like kind of is that kind of like what's going on? Is that I'm not sure. Oh, that's what happened here. There we go.
Yeah, what happened here? Okay,
Yeah.
so what happened here? As far as you can tell, because once you've picked him up, you realize when you picked him up, the entire area has gone dead silent. It's not. It's just there's almost no noise around from you, and this is close. So the voice, the spirits are almost telling you that the voice has to be coming from there, and it's like, and the singing is is this thing's responsibility.
So I get the feeling that it has to sing. Like this is a requirement.
Possibly. You're not really sure.
Huh.
So.
Let's see.
And you have one question on there. You can hold it on if you want to hold that one for a minute. You can, but
yeah, I might hold it for a minute. Not
Okay.
sure where to go from here.
All right. But your dad is now your parents are calling you to the car. So getting from there. So what are you going to do? Are you just leaving it here? Are you taking it? What's going on?
I'm absolutely taking the frog.
Okay. So, and are you bringing him in, or are you trying to conceal him?
let me see. Yeah, I was outside. Let me. I would try to throw it in a bag if I had one, but I don't know if I had one on my person.
You're a kid. You can say you have a bag. That's not a problem.
All right, I'm gonna stash the frog in a bag.
All right.
So hopefully it doesn't like die on me.
Nope. So it's working out from it. All right. So all right. So yeah, you get in the car, you take off, and you arrive over at the that's like the off-site art gallery where everybody else is waiting. I will actually say both of Randall and Cassie arrive at the same time. So are you seeing each other?
I see her, but I pretend not to.
Okay. So all right, and Cassie, are you reacting at all to Randall?
Yeah, I'm gonna wave violently.
As going through. Okay. So, all right, yeah, Randall, you are, yeah, in particular, you know you might be caught up. So, how are you reacting to that?
I'm going to give a half-hearted wave back to her.
All right, so going through. All right, but yeah, you go through it. You actually see that there is a banner over. It's like there's a specific banner that is over the that's like hall that says welcome all of that's welcoming all of our graduating seniors, English that's like English majors, including our as prestigious winner of the Sophie Kerr that's like Kerr Prize, Gregory Wertram. So, and below it, there actually is pictures of looks like the graduating senior class, and on the front of it, which they're identifying all by all the names, uh, fairly tall, chubby, kind of a chubby or that's like guy looking in to be his late 20s, early 30s. So as you're going through, um, that's like, and I will say, as you're passing by that, Cassie, since you're carrying that, you start hearing the voice out. It's like the voice again outside of your backpack.
Okay, outside of the backpack.
Well, sorry, excuse me, inside the backpack. So
Oh, okay.
you're not hearing the frog. It's like croaking. You're hearing that male voice that's singing.
Is
It's
it
just
anything decipherable, or is it just some kind of like?
is your if you're listening to it, but it's nothing. You can you if the backpack has muffled the words. You could probably maybe hear exactly what he's saying if you open it up a little bit, but you know that when you look directly at him the last time, there was nothing here.
Strange. Let's see. Would I be able to just kind of like not look at it directly, but still try to like open it up and listen? Keep my eyes away, averted.
Yes, so you can do that.
Let's try that.
All right. You open it up just to kind of listen for that. Um, and you hear a very soft one. It's just sitting out. Uh, as it goes through. It doesn't seem like he's in a particular stanza that he's kind of reached the chorus, just still singing. And how the gentle winds echoes through the leaves. And as you bring it closer to that picture, it seems to just get a little louder, but nobody else around you is noticing.
Huh.
So, but it's yeah, as you bring that up. So this is what you're hearing at the entrance. Randall. So
Okay.
uh, and have you just walked past and right into the exhibit?
Yes.
Okay. You are seeing everything that you've seen there, with every that's like everybody else. Um, currently right now you go to where the artistry information, basically the exhibits are, which are mostly just books, but they do have the artifacts. The lantern is not there. Its exhibit case is, but it has a sign on it that says currently under restoration. It's like will be on display shortly within the week.
I've looked to see if there's like a guide or somebody around there that I can talk to.
Yeah, you find a bored-looking. Find a bored-looking graduate student who's just kind of checking in people. Like, yeah, here's your ticket. Go ahead. Here's your ticket. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna try to manipulate them.
Okay.
So let me roll.
All right. So, what are you trying to get out of him?
Uh, I'm basically going to say that I'm like a scholar in literature, and I would like to maybe see it if possible, or see the exhibit.
Okay. So, all right, you can go ahead and do that. So, go ahead and make that. Remember, it's yes plus charm.
Okay, let me look up. Let's see. I get a 7.
A 7. Okay. All right. Like I said, and they'll do it, but all right. He looks around like, okay, man, fine. That's. I know you want to get back in there too, because spooky things in there. Or that's like getting your jollies off on the fact that you get to. That's like roll around on top of that. But you're gonna have to give me something, man. You're gonna.
I
That's like I don't. That's like I'm not getting my. I'm not getting my major revoked because I'm letting people wandering the fuck back there.
uh, I reach into my wallet and pull out some money.
All right, so let's see. We'll go with that. How that's like how much are you wanting to give him to see about keeping him quiet?
A 50.
In a 50? All
Yep.
right. That's okay. He ends up slipping you a that's like he ends up pulling out what looks like a college ID. Like follow me, man. So and walks back towards it's like is walking towards the back room. And you see there's an electronic lock over it that says artifact storage and restoration. Swipes it and opens up the door, and that's like opens up the door and just kind of nods in before that's to try to get you in before anybody else goes through.
And I go through.
Okay, so you're in the door, and Cassie.
Yep.
Once it's like your bag starts moving, the frog starts really moving in your backpack.
Okay.
It looks like it's hitting at the zipper. It looks like it's trying to get out.
All right. Well, the frog seems like the most entertaining thing here, so let's see what the frog wants to do.
All right, you're letting it loose.
I'm letting it loose.
All right, so yeah, frog goes out, and as I mentioned before, this is an unnaturally larger bullfrog.
Yep.
And when I said unnaturally larger, that meant that at least for this area, it's kind of the size of a Yorkie.
Oh, okay.
Like a small Yorkie, but a Yorkie nonetheless. So yeah, immediately a couple people see that and panic is ensuing. So as people are going on the jump away, like, oh God, we need to get animal control, get security. Oh my God.
Okay.
All right.
That's terrible.
I'm going to say that because of this, you do end up seeing Randall being shoved through a door in the back. Are you going to try to make a break for him, or are you going to let's like go after the frog?
Let's see. That's a really good question. I say I should use a distraction of the frog to run off and follow him.
All right. So for this one, I'm going to say this is acting under pressure because you were trying to get out of here. So that's rolling. That's rolling 2 dice plus cool.
All right. 7.
7. All right. So, all right. So in this case, you have a couple options right now. You start running off. Your dad sees you and starts yelling at you to get back here. That's like and sees that you're is picking up your backpack. So you have a hard choice to make. You can either stay with and explain yourself, or you can book it for the door and ignore him, knowing that you're going to be in a shit ton of trouble later on.
I'll just use telepathy later to cool him down. So I'm just gonna run away.
All right. That's a risk to take. So we'll see what happens in there. So
Nothing good.
yep. So you may have made a hard choice. So you book it on there and manage to push past the TA as the door closes behind you, and you're both both now in the back room. It's dimly lit storage area. You see that there are different carts that are side on the side from it, and in the back, um, both of you smell something really odd. You can't initially identify it, but it's just a very rank, overpowering odor.
I try to figure out where it's coming from.
Okay, so that's investigating a mystery. So you can use one of those. Go ahead and roll that. And while he's doing that, Cassie, if you have any ideas, think about that before we the roll.
Okay. I don't know. Let's roll with it.
I got a 12.
You got oh shit. Okay, so what is what you can ask me any question. What do you want?
What is the source of the smell?
It is that's like the back room where they were doing restorations in here, and specifically where they told you that the lantern was to be. That is where that smell is coming from. Also, the door is you see that the door is ajar.
I go into the door then.
All right. So as you go in, you actually see something that's a little bit shocking too. The lantern obviously isn't there, although there is a box off to the side that looks like it was stored. The only thing there appears to be a human-sized oak weeping willow, some different crossbreed between this, that is rooted right in the middle of the floor. It looks like it's been there for years. It's actually cracked. You can actually see that roots have dug in and cracked the tile underneath the floor.
I close the door and back up.
All right. So, looking from that, Cassie, were you following? Did you have another idea, or were you just following Randall?
I would have just followed. I'm gonna go with. I didn't have anything planned off the top of my head.
Okay, so you squeeze in and you see the exact same thing.
Oh, okay, great.
All right. So what? That's like. All right. So in this case, you have an odd tree with that seems to be a weird, twisted human shape, almost. So what are you using here?
Let's see.
And I will say for this one, there's two in here. So, you can either read a bad situation or investigate a mystery. So,
all right. Let's see what these are. Let's read a bad situation. All right.
so yeah. So I will say either one of those goes. So I'll let you think about that for a second. Okay, you guys still online?
I am.
Okay, so Scottrick, you still there? So let's see if he disconnected. Hopefully. Okay. Not sure if his mic went off for the moment. So, but we'll just kind of continue on for a second. So, Randall, what are you doing?
I guess I'll try and read a bad situation too, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So go ahead and read it.
10. So.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. Hello.
There you are. Okay.
All right. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
Oh, no worries. So it happens. It's hangout. So all right. So Randall rolled a 10 on that. So what? You have a whole 3 on that. So what's your? That's like what is your questions or are your questions?
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
At the it's like currently no. As far as you can tell, whatever has happened here has already gone through, so there's nothing in the room that immediately is set to threaten you.
Okay. What's my best way into the room while avoiding the creepy burger tree or whatever it is?
You can actually just with avoiding it or touching it or
Yeah, just
okay. Okay, right now, at least going in, if you're wanting to get near it without kind of examining it, there's a large amount of room where you can at least step around it. Also, there are, you can actually see there are vinyl gloves off to the side that are being used, that you're seeing that were used specifically for the restoration work. So if you're wanting to investigate or touch it, that will probably protect you if this thing is somehow harmful or caustic.
Okay. I grab the gloves and put them on.
Okay. I can do that. And you have one more question.
What's the best way out if things go bad when I examine it?
All right. Currently, actually, you see that whatever may have gone out or did this beforehand, there actually is a door that's leading onto the outside. It looks like it's to a shed that they repurposed when they converted this row house over into a that's like over into a gallery, and it's just looking like they're using it for general storage. So you can get out that way if necessary.
Okay. What does Cassie want to do?
Yep. So all right.
All right. So, from what I gathered, what I think I missed is you were investigating reading a bad situation. So
Mhm.
what happened? All right. So I guess I can investigate a mystery. And let's see. I feel like telepathy isn't gonna help with anything here. Well, I guess there's a site. I don't know if there's any spirits or anything about.
Well, you never know. So, like I say, if you want to, you can use those abilities and see if they get you anything.
Yeah. Let's see if there's anything cool here to talk to. And 6 and 7.
7.
Yep.
Okay.
I
If
need dice.
all right. So, and what's the question that you're asking?
Let's see.
Actually, you have two hold. I'm going to let you have that other one since you did not you saved one of yours, so you technically have two questions if you want to ask it.
All right. I'm gonna go with what happened here.
As far as you can tell, and from where the spirits are enacting with you, this it's like this isn't a normal tree, and even to the term into the no the fact that it actually is just a tree growing in the middle of a
Yeah.
building, and that it's just appeared. But more importantly, it does not. Look there, the bark itself is looks stretched in a way, like where you see the separations. It doesn't seem like it's actually the normal bark or wood that would just grow outward on it too. Um, Also, it seems to be leaking some sort of oil. That's the only thing you can see that where you once you get nearer, it smells of it has that highly caustic smell that you it's like that you were smelling earlier when coming into the back.
All right. Let's see. If I were trying to figure out what exactly that is that like a what can it do or what is being concealed here? If I were trying to figure out what this oil is, or would that not apply at all?
You can wait, either which way question you can go at. You might not get an answer, but you can use them. So
All
yeah.
right. I feel like what can it do was probably the one to go with.
As you're fencing around with it, you see that you really feel that this is meant to keep a fire lit, but nothing so mundane, if that makes any sense. It's it seems like this is more of maybe something attuned to a ritual.
Oh, that's always good.
So, and that's like, and so you have that too. And with Randall, are you investigating the mystery now that you have?
Yeah, I'm gonna find like some sort of rod or something and try poking the tree with it.
Okay, go. Alrighty. Yeah, you find just I'll say a small. It's like a small probe that they will doing. Actually, it's a digital thermometer that they're going for temperature bases off to the side. But you go ahead and poke it, and the tree lets out a moan.
Oh, great.
And as you do that, it's like it actually starts turning slightly.
Roll sanity. No.
So, and yeah, not the right game for that, but
Wrong game.
Gonna go through it. And Randall, since it's turning you, the only one to see this, now that you're seeing it a little bit more of one of the work lights that was still let on, that bark looks a hell of a lot, at least on the upper side, like a human face that has been twisted out into it's like grotesque proportions. It just staring at you, making a low whining.
I'm gonna stare back at it.
Uh, all right. So, and it's about this time you hear the door open. That's like the door opening from the other side, and you hear a voice going, "Maybe it came back here."
I'm
Run away.
I'm gonna point to the other door I found and point Cassie to it and start heading out that door.
All right, so pointing it back out from that, so excellent. Yeah, so you start going back there, but when you open the door, you see that there is a figure standing on the other side of the shed that it is connected to. You cannot see it completely; it was illuminated, but it is looks like a man, tall. That's like tall, somewhat muscular, and very obviously holding an axe. That looks up there and in a just almost a solid but wavering voice. You shouldn't have seen this. This is an abomination that needs to be taken care of. That's like, get out of my way.
Okay.
And starts advancing on you.
I read a bad situation.
Okay, go ahead.
I get an 8. So.
All right. So, yep, you have. So you have hold one on there. What's your question?
What's the best way to protect the victim, which I guess is me and Cassie?
Okay. All right. So, so in this case, you're considering for that one. You can't go out the back way because this is going to look very bad for both of you. If you were just running out from that way, you actually see that that your best bet is going to be the door that's on the opposite side of the advancing. It's like the advancing axeman or woodsman, but he is it's like completely blocking you and seems to be pushing you back.
Cassie, do you have any ideas?
Seems like we're stuck between a rock and a hard place here.
Hard choices. So
yeah. Can I try to use telepathy to manipulate him into leaving us alone?
Let me take a look on the sheet. I don't see any. Usually that's more for information gathering, I believe.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
But let me take a look and see. So I've not played with the spooky for a while. So okay, yeah, you can. I'll say this: it allows you to read people's thoughts and minds, or investigate a mystery, or read a bad situation. Yes, you can manipulate somebody without speaking. So,
yep. All right, I'm just gonna tell them to go away and hope that I roll well. So this is manipulate, so it's a charm, right?
No. Let's see. Manipulate. Yes, that is charm roll.
That is a 12.
All right, so that is a full manipulation. What are you feeding him to tell him to back off?
Let's see. Let me see. What's this say? Not only do they do what you want right now, they also become your ally for the rest of the mystery. Oh, okay. Let's see. I want him to what do you call it? Drop the axe and let us get on our way.
All right, so okay, so you're telling him to drop the axe and get him along the way. Excellent. Damn. For that. All right, so yeah, they actually come out and he looks around. Oh, You'd have no idea what you've gotten yourselves into. That's what I have to take care of that. The beast will come and claim it. That's like, well, it's like, come and claim it. The lantern cannot be relit again.
Huh. All right. So.
But it's about this moment where you see the door is about. You can feel the door opening. So he's going to help you out. He wants you. It's like he's trying to get you out of there, but he can't leave this tree here. And Randall, you obviously see that this thing may have been alive in another way at some point. So how are you going? It's like, are you going to try to satisfy both ends, force him out, or going through?
I'm just gonna go through.
All right, so you're just gonna blow past him.
Yep.
Okay, so
Excuse me.
all right, so you're going out the other door. Cassie, let's see. Yeah, and actually, I'll say that right now. He wants to take a look at it, but you've convinced him, so you can pull him out if necessary. So, so are you just running? Are you running along with Randall outside?
Yeah, I'm getting out of Dodge.
Okay,
I'm already in enough trouble.
All right. So you both get out of there, and you manage to close the door just as you hear a voice behind you saying, "What the hell is going on? Oh my god!" And get out. It's like into the backwoods outside this area where the woodsman just that's like stops breathing. I I never thought it would come to this again. And now that you've managed to get him under a street light, you can tell this guy is really old at this point. He looks like he's easily in his 80s, but he is holding that axe with purpose, almost with an ease that you would be surprised with somebody that old.
All right.
So, but we have it's like, but he's out there kind of breathing off from there. That's like you. So he is your ally at this point. So you have you absolutely can ask him any questions that you want. If you would like to investigate mysteries with him.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, investigate mystery, right? So ask these those questions there. So what's up?
Yeah, well, like I said, it's your role, so you can make them. So he's your ally.
All right.
I cannot believe you got a 12 on that. That's great.
Well, I've been rolling crap every other time. Like this time, I rolled 7 once again.
Okay.
I can only roll 7s except for the ones.
Okay.
All right. So that's just ask one thing, right?
Yep. One of things from the investigative mystery list.
What should I ask?
And remember, you guys can talk about this together. So I'll let you decide on that for a second, and I will be right back.
All right. So what should I be asking?
What was it going to do? Maybe?
Yeah, I feel like what was it going to do? If it refers to him, then it's probably just cut some stuff up. I'm guessing off the top of my head, but as I said, but yeah, everything's so vague, it's hard.
Or maybe what is being concealed here?
Yeah, that's that. You know what is being concealed here? That seems like it's open-ended enough that we probably could get a good answer. And yeah, I don't know. Open-endedness. Dang.
That's why you want to roll 12 so you can ask your own question.
Yeah, that's what I want. I always want a 12, but these dice do not like me. Let's see. So yeah, what is being concealed here? That might be the one to go with. I think you're right. But I don't know. What is there to conceal? Just kind of a crazy old man.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, yeah, telepathic creepy girls. Well, that's what you want to keep around, apparently.
Yep. Especially ones that sing nursery songs.
Yes. No, it just reads old French poetry and reads old French plays.
Yes.
Let's see. You know what? I think I'm gonna go take a 3-second break. Should be right back. I don't know.
All right, back. So, all right, what decision have we made?
Scottrick is taking a quick break.
Okay, so all right, working from that, excellent. But also, like I said, you can, yeah, if you want to, you can also ask any questions if you want to as well. So,
All right, I'm back.
all right, excellent. So, what's the decision you made up?
All right, I think we decided on what is being concealed here.
Okay, excellent. So, you from that one, you obviously are seeing that the old man, the woodsman, uh, just seems to be try uh, true right now seems to be far more knowledgeable about the events are going on from here. So he's knowing a little bit more than he was wanting to let you in on, and because somebody had to put literally a brain worm into him that became cooperative. Um, he will tell you, but it's just reluctant as he's looking through, like not so much hatred, but uh, paternal protective attitude. He does not. It's a want to not involve anybody else in this.
Hmm. All right, that was a question.
Yeah, he looks. It's like that. He just shakes his head. But you probably at least learned the truth. I would hope this would have been done years ago, but that damned lantern seemed to find its way back into the world, and somebody is trying to bring back the beast.
Hey, about that lantern, do you know where I could perhaps find it? I kind of need to take some pictures of it.
Why? The thing needs to be destroyed. It needs to be forgotten.
Hey, I'm not paid to ask questions. I just take the pictures.
Ugh, that. Uh, as far as I know, that won't do. That's like do anything outside of it. But in turn, that's like That's like if you want your answers of what it is, or at least more of that, it does that to people. That's like it does that to people, pointing back to the shed. It's like pointing back to the pinprick of the shed, which you can see people swarming about now, including your. That's It turns them into Edelwoods, of which the beast sustains himself off of.
Oh, okay. So, probably shouldn't stick around it too long.
It needs to be destroyed
Sure, maybe.
because you don't understand. If he is allowed, that's like if somebody is trying to regain, it's like reawaken the beast, bring it back to this life, it will continue its trickery to be able to, that's like provide the deepest desires of people, only to turn them into, turn them into trees themselves, or worse, bind somebody, a poor soul like me, saying that they can reclaim the souls of their lost ones through the lantern.
Well, if I get a good opportunity, maybe I'll destroy it.
So I can't. Well, it's like I can't say when I'll be able to do this. You see that he actually takes out a silver pocket watch and looks at it. Ugh, my time is here. It's like shortened. Not like shortened. I can only stay over the garden wall for so long. It looks over Belthew. It's like you need to find where this. That's like who took it, who they were after. I can only give you at least one other clue as he digs into his coat and pulls out one of that's like one of the flyers that you saw at the gallery of all the other that's like all the other that's like English majors, and you see a circle that's been drawn around the one who is receiving the prize this year, Greg Wertram. That's like he may not look it now, but he had a mind that was able to defeat the beast once. If you find that's like if you can find him, then he may have similar answers. Although I know not how much he remembers. And you look back at him. Yeah, that's like you look back at the woodsman, and you can actually see his hand almost looking like it's starting to fade a bit. I was like, I'll. That's like go find him, and that's like and his brother. They may have the answers for you. They're the only ones who managed to extinguish the light of the beast the first time. That's like that's like I'll try to help you if I can again, but I don't know if I'll be able to make it back. So, good luck to both of you. And he looks over to you, Cassie, and girl, keep a close eye on that frog. It's like frog. Be responsible. Give it a good name. And he walks off into the woods. And as you kind of are looking at that, you hear the croak, and you see the frog is just sitting next to you.
Oh, great. Love frogs. I'm gonna collect the frog.
All right. So at least this the information that something that's connected to the lantern called the Beast is now roaming around somewhere in Chestertown.
Oh, sure. This is nothing bad.
So,
Let's
but you do have one. You do have one Do you do have one? That's like you do have one outlet in this case is one of the seniors over at the for the college. Greg Wertram is a lead in this, so you may need. That's probably the best. You'll need to find him possibly to get more information, or both. It's like both of you have different ways of contacting information now that you know what's your a name for the thing. So you can do that if you want. But I will let you know it is 11, and specifically Cassie, you can definitely hear your parents yelling for you.
Oh, great. All right. Let's see.
So how are you going to explain yourself?
How am I going to explain myself? Let's see.
I lean over and tell her, "Hey, I have a van. You can hide in there."
Doing some 20-year-old dude's van is the best solution for this problem.
You know, I'm just gonna give you a free read a bad situation, and knowing that your best way out, that's not it. You know, you can run away from home, but there are consequences for that.
Yeah,
So
there might be consequences.
you can make your decision. So
yeah, no. I don't think I'm jumping into the what's going to seem like the strange man's van.
okay, so
probably not the best option.
All right.
Yep. No. We're gonna have to deal with this. I guess
right.
face first and see what they say, and then craft up some kind of lie afterwards.
Okay. Well, if you're just going back to them without anything else, actually, yeah, you'll go back to them. So, but you can split off for now and take for the night to recuperate and contact information. Cassie, let's go with you first. Yeah, your parents do find you, and your hard choice does come back to haunt you now. As running off when a fire alarm is pulled, according to your dad, is auto grounding. So you should be so in this case, yeah, you are a little so you're going to be restricted to your room for the next day or two unless you find the way out.
Oh.
So, all right, and with the information before the night ends, Randall, are you doing anything else?
I'm gonna call Joseph and ask what I should do next.
All right, so what are you telling him of the situation?
Some creepy old man with an axe was talking about how the lantern was turning people into trees, and yeah,
Okay.
what should I?
All right, for this one, I will say that he just shows about. Oh, interesting. No pictures, but this is you may have given me something far more valuable in the first-hand account. Is there any way you can get this old man to me?
Maybe. Is he still around?
Oh no, once he disappeared into the woods, he's just gone. He was gone. It's pitch black out there. So if he was out there, that was fine. But remember, you saw his hand literally fading away. So
Uh, kind
so
of.
that's you don't know what he actually is. He could be an old man. He could be a spirit. Anything at this point. So that's like or a wood nymph. You have no idea.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen right now. He's kind of he's just kind of fading away.
All right. So I will say that you depending on how much you trust your patron, you do also have the that's like you do have the name of the that's like essentially his target or what he was using is kind of who he was searching for, Greg Wertram. So you can keep that to yourself or you can share that.
There's no reason to tell him about it.
Okay. So that's on your end. But no, he says, no, I will look into this though. But you said trees and a specific type, Edelwood?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Okay. So, Edelwood, very interesting. So I will keep up on this too. Thank you for this information. Your fee is paid, and I may keep you on a week-long retainer to
Uh,
see what is going on.
sure.
Excellent. So, but yeah, you get a notice in there. That's like you have the agreed upon amount, it's 1,000 or so for your services that's going through, and you end up both going to sleep. So, let's see. Cassie,
Yep.
you have a dream. So, you end up. It's like seeing though it's not making as much sense to you, but it's almost like you're walking in somebody else's shoes for it. You end up seeing that's like you end up basically feel like you're walking through a very thick woods. Nothing that you recognize. It's all just very. That's like normal trees that you would see out there, general pines and softwoods and whatnot. But you feel like you've been walking for hours. And as you look around, you see in front of you the frog that you have that found is hopping alongside. You look over to the side, you see two kids about your age. Oh, one kid that's more about your age, 13, that's like 12, 13, 14, uh, wearing a conical top hat, just that, or yeah, pointy top hat and what looks like a cloak, just staring forward. And another one who looks uh, much younger, a little bit younger, about maybe 9 or 10, that has a teapot on his head for some reason, and that are just kind of walking through. As you keep walking, you see a shadow that goes over you that just keeps going through until it completely blocks out everything in turn of the moonlight, and a shat that's like some different shadow that seems to be encompassing with odd ant branch-like antlers is staring at you from from the bottom, and all it says is, "Ah, another soul to the Edelwood. What that's like, would you care to keep the lantern lit?" And that's when you wake up.
I'm saying because the answer is hell no.
So, and just going from there, that's like this image has been seen, but yeah, this is literally the image that you see.
Yay. That's not bad at all.
Nope, and turn from that. So, yep. But you wake up. It is time for school. You can get up for that's like from this during the next day. Um, so I for the decisions right now, since you're in school, are you going to try to skip out and
Oh,
escape on there?
absolutely.
Okay, you're gonna try to skip out on that one. Okay,
Absolutely. I'm gonna skip school.
all right. So your frog is still with you.
Of
So
course.
you've not heard him sing in the whole time, but you can do that. So we'll get back to you in a second. So Randall, you wake up, no dreams or anything. What are you? So what is part of your investigation for today?
I'm going to look up that Wordtum guy online and see if I can find anything about him.
Okay, that will be investigating a mystery.
Okay. That is sharp. That's a 9.
9. Okay. Yep. You have hold 1. So, what is your question?
Where did it go?
Okay. So, in this case, where did he go?
Yeah.
Or at that point, let's see. You know that Greg Wortram is a senior English major. That's like over at the college. It's like over at the college. He is being presented the reward. The award graduation ceremony was held a couple weeks ago, but this is the turn. It's like the preparation ceremony will be in place. So more than likely, he will either be at the honors hall, where he was staying on. That's like where all the seniors in that particular program will stay on campus, or he might be with family that is in the area. But it's like I said, campus is probably going to be the best chance for you to find him. But you have no idea exactly where he might be.
Okay, I'm gonna start heading towards the campus.
Mhm. Okay, we'll work on from that. So, all right, let's see, Cassie.
Mhm.
You have to actually get out from here.
Yes.
Because your parents have this is not the first like this is not their first rodeo. So basically they know that you have been able to kind of weasel your way out of situations. So they are pretty much on the no negotiation train. So at this point, you're to get breakfast, you were to get on the bus, you were to get out. So how are you going to try this?
All right. I will. Let's see. Well, we gotta get on the bus. That's fine. Let's see. Would Is there any way that I could? As I said, I'm not 100% sure how everything works for the game. Was there any way that I would be able to manipulate the bus driver and just letting me off the bus?
You had telepathy last time, remember? So
Yes.
you
Yes.
decide
No,
you had
I don't know what the extent of what I can and can't do is.
okay. Well, so that's look back on the moves again.
Yep.
Because the sheet is to give you everything that you can
Yeah.
use. So,
So,
so as telepathy, yeah, you can investigate reading a bad situation with that. So getting without needing to talk and manipulate somebody without speaking. So that basically
Oh
means
yeah, I guess I could go with like, what's my best way out? Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense. So just read a bad situation. All right,
Okay.
just come on.
Okay. Did we lose you again? Okay, I've lost him again.
Yep.
Yellow.
All right, you're back. Okay, excellent. So,
Man, I don't know. Well, now there's two of me. What the heck?
don't worry, it'll go away. So it's just the internet.
Yeah.
So,
It was a 9 on read a bad situation.
9 on read a bad situation. Okay.
Yep.
So for this one, you have one of your options here.
Yeah.
For the hold one.
Yeah. So what's the best way out?
Best way out. As of right now, you know that if we're using this connection with your telepathy. Basically, just once you get up to the next stop, that's like where they are at a railroad crossing. Uh, you know that your bus driver has a. That's like your bus driver basically has a lazy eye, so he can't really see things, and per peripheral on the one side. So once he looks the other way, you could probably dodge past him and get out without him immediately noticing.
All right. Would I'm probably still going to have to make a roll to actually escape, right?
Let's see. I will say in this one, it'll be acting under pressure, so you know
All
that
right.
it's a chance you're going to take.
And I
So,
would have if I act on the information, I'd get a +1 to that, right? That's what it says.
yes, that is correct.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and act on that with your cool.
All right. 6, 7. Let's see. Cool plus the 1. That's 8.
8. All
Yep.
right. So, all right. So for this one, yeah, you do manage to get on out of there, but as you're going by, who is a kid that you don't like?
Who's a kid I don't like?
Yeah.
Probably like a neighbor. Brian. We'll go with.
All right, Brian. So, the bus driver doesn't see you, but Brian does, and Brian is kind of a. Brian is something of a tattletale, and also just decided that you're the worst right now. When you just, it's like when your telepathy decided to, make him urinate in front of the whole class. So, yeah. He might tell on you. He might be coming after you, but he's there. So
Oh,
that's like
okay.
he has seen you. So I'm gonna give you at least one more option. You can try to take care of him now with telepathy to manipulate him, or you can wait for that. That's like you can wait for him to do something. So high risk, high reward. So try to take care of him now, or wait for a possible issue, the worst outcome later on. Yeah, we lose him again.
I think so.
Oh goodness. We'll wake him out there. So all right, well we'll hold on for that second. So all right. So all right, so you're up. You're already going through there. Where are you go? It's like, are you going directly to the campus or someplace else to try to? Where on the campus are you probably trying to go to gather information on Greg?
Uh, the human resources, uh, whatever, whatever you call the.
So, like, I would guess student services or campus
Oh,
services.
yes, student services. Yes, I go to there and try and ask if they know where he is.
Okay, so in this case, are you using any kind of cover? Well, I'll ask. You find some. You go to the desk. You find just one of the office workers going through. Uh, but she was asking, like, may I ask why you are needing this information?
Oh, I'm an art historian. There's a certain artifact that I think Professor Wordum knows about, so I'm just going to. I want to talk to him about it.
Okay. Well, just to let you know, he's a student there. He's a senior,
Oh,
and he's part of the English department. So he's basically being honored with he's being honored this year with one of their prestigious prizes. So,
oh,
but yeah, so this is
I want to offer him a research position.
a, re- a research grant. Okay, cool. So that's going to definitely be manipulating somebody. So, and if you have any additional abilities to add to that, this would probably be the time.
Okay, 1 second. Manipulate somebody. Where is that? Charm. My character has. Okay.
With the abilities here as well, because
I got a 10.
you got a 10. Oh, God. Yep. So, with that, that's like, no, that was actually really good. So, let's see. So, yep. If in this case, whoa, oh yeah, he's going into his master's thesis right now, and any kind of grant for that is absolutely going to be going through. Can I get your name? I don't think he's doing his like I said, he's in graduation. He's going to get a lot of money, but that's another one if they're adding on to that with it. Let's see. He's not in the office right now where he's doing his TA work. But I can leave a message for him, or if do you what? Let me make a call around. So.
Hello?
All right, you're back with us?
Yeah, I have to use my phone. For some reason, the internet at the house is gone.
Okay, no worries. So, we'll gotta work with that.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Oh, and just to let you know, it is bouncing back just a little bit, voice-wise.
Crackers.
So,
Of course.
no worries.
Let me get some earphones. That might
No
work.
worries. We'll gotta do that from here. But yeah, she calls around, says, yeah, he's not on campus, but here's the number if you want to give him a call.
I will call that number.
All right. So, with it, you let it ring for a second, and you picks up the guy who is your voice saying, "Hi, this is Greg. Can I?"
Hello. I was thinking. I was. I've heard about you through that reward you're getting, and I was wondering if you were interested in a research grant.
Yeah. What foundation or grant are you offering this from? So, I am going through the master's program here in about another year. I was taking a sabbatical so I could, get my my writing down.
This is a new group, the Thomas Bedford group. We're just getting started right now, but we need someone like you because we like the work you're doing.
Excellent. So, it's like I'm glad somebody enjoys my poetry as much. So, I kind of draw from my youth. That's a lot of of what it's in there. So, so what can you that's like give me an area I can meet you at, maybe for coffee or something?
Yeah, I give them an address to a kind of restaurant that's usually not too crowded, where we can have privacy.
Okay. So he gives you the information, it goes over, and we're going to set it off to the side. So, but shift it over that way, and we'll take just a small break to go ahead and mute until Skotrick gets his headset situation set up.
Yeah.
All right, no worries.
Sorry.
Oh no, it happens, so don't worry.
I don't know what is going on. Let's see. Yeah. Where is my bag? All right. Let me All right. Sorry. Looks like the internet's coming back on in the house, so
Okay.
just for this for a minute, I should be back on that in like 2 minutes.
No worries. We'll go take a small break for right now. We'll go through.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Yep, no problem.
All right. At least on that, sir. Are you having a good time with the game so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never actually played Powered by the Apocalypse live before, but
Okay, cool. So, no, it's working out from that. All right. So we played it a couple times, and Sean is actually the other person who usually does a lot of ours.
Yeah.
That's like for that I've run a couple other ones, but yeah.
I really like the system for forums. It's great for that.
Yeah, no, I've that's what one of the things I do love about it. So, uh, well, and just in case this does not end up working out, and we kind of have to go to the one I can kind of put a block on this too, and then we can kind of reintroduce this right now, maybe next month, if does not work out at all possible. But I like your character designs too, by the way, and how everything is going.
Yeah.
So working out from that. So darn, I don't want I don't want to talk about anything else right now since you're in the middle of it. So but yeah, we'll see if he gets back and then finish out the scene if nothing else. All right, there you are.
Hi, yeah. Is everything good now?
Okay, good. So excellent.
Alright. Sorry.
No worries. So we'll work out from that. All right. So finishing out from there. Yeah. So yeah, Greg has agreed to meet you over at a small restaurant under the pretense that Randall has access to a that's like a fund or that's like or scholarship that he can go off or grant. So you have that all set up. And Cassie, you have just escaped. So
Okay.
working through that. About this time too. And the question from this one: did you take your frog, who spent the night with you, or were you leaving him at the house?
Oh, no, absolutely taking the frog. My
Okay.
frog goes with me everywhere now.
All right. This is a bit retroactive, so that's like with it. But yeah, you hear him punching out. From there, you hear the singing again. So, and it's about this time where it's like he's obviously wanting out again. So, are you letting him, or are you keeping him in this time?
Oh no, I'm gonna let it out again. I'm gonna follow because that seems like the thing to do.
All right. So, he jumps out, and you can see him just booking a lot faster than he probably ever should have be able to, all the way down to it looks downtown.
All right, let's go downtown. Nothing bad can happen.
All right. So, going through that. Oh, good grief! What did I just do? All right. Right. So, but as you go ahead and make that going through there, this will be around the time Randall you meet. What's the name of the restaurant that you've been taking him to?
Donnie's.
Bonnie's.
Sure.
Okay. All right. And what are they serving there?
Diner food, basically.
Okay, so just a general greasy spoon.
Yeah.
That just exists. All right. Yeah, you see he's met him over there first. But he that's like seems to make it very friendly, round faced kind of guy. Greet you. You see that he actually has a notebook that he's jotting other things down in. So, but he that's like he sees right now, kind of looks and waves
I
as you're
greet
going
him.
through. All right. So and let's see. Mr. Burton, was it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. No, nice to meet you too. What was the name of the foundation that you were saying you're from again?
Uh, Thomas Bedford Foundation.
Thomas Bedford Foundation. Okay.
Yes.
So I can't say I've actually heard of that one, but
It's a new foundation. We've just started up. We've got some. We're getting started up right now.
Okay. So yeah, what are you offering at least for the terms of it's like terms of masters it's like masters benefits or excuse me scholarships. Sorry.
Uh, well, we help to pay your tuition, obviously. And we give a small stipend, of course. But
So, is there a particular research or study that you would need me to do that you're wanting me to do for this? What's the primary focus for this scholarship?
we are studying French poetry right now. It's uh, it's a whole archaeology. A whole bunch of fields are coming together to study um, French poetry and the effects.
So, archaeology. So it's like so French structures that have French poetry written on them.
No, we're looking for like a historical context for French poetry, and you know the stuff that isn't written in the history books, the tiny little things, you know.
Okay, so this is gonna be a manipulation if you're wanting to keep him on there because he's looking a little less convinced about what you're doing here.
Okay, let's see.
All right. And remember, you do have your backgrounds as well. So if you need something for once, you can use it. So
Oh yeah, let me. Okay. I wrote a 9.
Rolled a 9 on it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. He looks at you and says, "You know what? Again, I've seen wackier things before, and honestly, if it's giving me that more esoteric studies, I think French archaeology, poetry archaeology could be interesting. Way to go. But I am gonna need some at least more incentive off of this, especially since I'm gonna be carrying a more prestigious prize, and I'm gonna be honest, they really want there. So I'm gonna need like your immediate credentials or this, so I can go over with it with my faculty advisor.
Okay.
So, but we'll that's like in this case. But it's about that moment. You hear the door bell ringing, and you actually that's like you actually see Cassie running in.
Hi.
Oh,
And
hello.
the that's and once you do, you see the frog there.
What's that you got there?
That's my pet frog.
Oh, nice. This is
Uh,
my. This is
Greg.
my. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
This is my daughter Cassie.
That's gonna be an act under pressure, because that's a lie.
Yeah.
I'm not. That's not a manipulation, though. That's we're getting something wrong. That's a lie.
Okay. Let me look up my cool. That's 0. Eight. So,
Yep. All right. So 8.
yes.
All right. He's giving you a look off of that too, but at this point you have to. Well, that's he's believing you. At least you managed to do that, but you do actually. This is since you frequented at Bonnie's before, at least knowing, the waitress who was serving you comes over. Linda says, "Huh? So that thing that's like so that girl's your kid this time? That's like what does that make you 12? That's like 12 when you're trying to get something your way, honey."
Oh wait, I forgot I was fine. Well, I'm actually older than I look.
Okay. So, but yeah, both of you at least this place can kind of notice as you're going. It's like you can hear the frog. It's actually kind of just like croaking a little more, just as it seems to be going and circling Greg now. And he's just going on. It's like, God, that's like weird. Hey kid, can you get your frog?
Sure. I guess. Do you like my frog?
So no, it's like he actually leans down and maybe and actually picks it up, because the moment he does it, it stops. Like, no, I did the frogs. No, I always it's like that. Um, but it's about that time. That's like, but as you're going through, I'll say you only notice this because he's just kind of jiggling around, like, oh, good frog. You look into at its belly, and every time that he's going through, his stomach is lighting up,
Oh.
and you're hearing a small bell ringing.
Huh. All
But
right.
but the funny thing is that you are the only one that actually seems to be hearing that or seeing that. The waitress, Randall, and Greg don't really seem to notice it.
Sorry.
Maybe I should. Did I just do it again?
So you can investigate a mystery. In this case, if you want to look at it.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can hear you just fine. You're
All
good.
right. I think I kicked out for a second. All right. I guess I will investigate mystery, because that seems like the best option. Let's go. What's the roll here? 1 and 6.
6. All right. Nope, that's a failure. So
Yep. I don't investigate anything.
all right.
I'm distracted.
So which you're seeing that from it as well. But it's about that time though that you see the ringing of the bells on it. You don't really see the information, but you can hear a noise from the back. Another That's like another one that kind of goes through, and this I was like, and it's about that time once when you hear the rattling, just see it for a split second as what looks like the stove is just hurled. It is breaks through the doors, hurled out, and is heading straight for both Greg and and Randall. So, and you are the only one to see this, Cassie, but you definitely see that there seem to be two large arms that have extended out of the doors when throwing it. So,
Oh, crackers.
all right. So in this case, Randall, you do see. That's like you absolutely do see that there's a part of the griddle that's flying out at you. So
Uh,
in this case, well, actually, I'll let Cassie act first since you saw that beforehand. With working from there, you can either I'll say kick some ass in this case. So it's part of the fight. Act under pressure to be able to kind of keep your resolve and maybe warn him, or you can do something to protect somebody with a tough roll.
Uh-huh.
So you do have your abilities as well, so you'll want to look through those and see.
Yeah, let's see. Uh, I mean, I can interfere with a monster, minion, or bystander, whatever they're trying to do. So I don't know. That'd be like, I don't know, drop something, move some crap in the way, I guess. If there was some pseudo magic, I'm guessing.
Mhm.
All right, I guess we can try that. Is
Let
that
me see.
roll plus weird?
All right. So for the hex ability,
Jinx, I think.
okay. Let me take a look and see.
Yeah, you can encourage coincidences to occur.
Let's.
And it says interfere with what something is doing.
Okay, yeah. So in this case, I'll say that I'm gonna allow it for this one since you're trying to jinx it from where it's going through. So
I got a 8.
an 8.
Yes.
Okay. So all right. So you're holding 1 on that. So all right. So you have the option for, and what are you trying to do specifically with this? With that, it keeps in with that list.
Maybe I don't know, something to interfere with, like literally physically get in the way. So I don't know, maybe the table just happens to give out and collapse. Like, right, we're at a diner, right? So there's a table or something, or are they at the?
Yeah. Well, in this
Okay.
case, yeah, they're in the diagonal, so it's basically coming over the counter in this case. But this probably, if it's obviously going through, this
Oh,
would be more of interfering with the monster. So
yeah. Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Have something
yeah.
end up like falling and blocking its path.
Okay, so yeah, in this case, you're right. So you managed to jinx that, and it actually flies just a little bit. It seems almost to go a little bit higher than it should have. Ends up hitting the grill vent. That's like the stove vent, and then falls backwards. So good job. You managed to go ahead and save Randall. Randall, you and Greg are now looking through the door and going through. You don't see anything at the moment, but you do look at Greg, and he seems to be stopped dead in his tracks by something else, in at least through the haze of steam and smoke that is coming through the doorway.
uh, could I protect someone, or is it not actually harming him?
You don't know yet, too, because this is, but also a huge griddle stove flying through the doors is obviously something off. So if
So,
you want, so part of this is just it's like you can identify them, go through there, or there's still possibly a danger here, so it could just be getting the hell out of Dodge.
so I can protect someone roll, or
Yeah, you can protect them right now if you're are you just trying to get him out of there?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's absolutely protect. So
Okay, I will roll. Uh, so I got a 7.
7. Okay. So with that, yep. So they are protecting. Okay, but you're gonna go through there, getting some of the consequences for it. So for that one, that's like as you're going through, you see that there is you managed to push him out the door, but it feels like as you're getting out, you feel arm like a vice grip over you, and as you're pulling away, it feels like it feels like the sharpened end of a tree splinter that basically is pulling across your one, and you'll take basically take one off of your harm. So
Okay.
also remember too in the game, if you absolutely need one, you do have your luck rolls. So, but that's like it is a limited resource. So, but you managed to get out of there. And I meant to ask a question: do you have the white van or the Chevy Impala?
Chevy Impala.
Chevy Impala. Okay, so you can reach out and going through there. Let's see, Cassie. So, and you did rush past there, Cassie. You do see the full extent of what's in there, and it appears to be, imagine some sort of odd cross between a an oak tree and a dog that just looks at you with what could only be considered as like spiraling eyes. So that are multicolored, that are just looking at you, and it's starting to tear everything up as it's going through. The waitress and the two other patrons of that are now gone, but yeah, he was basically just it's scrambling towards you now, and basically to where Randall and Greg ran.
Oh, all right. So get out of Dodge.
Yeah. All right. So are you trying? So are you just going to flee in order to get out of the way, or that's like in this case? So are you gonna fight at all, or are you just acting under pressure to get the hell out?
I probably want to get out because I am not much of a fighter.
Okay. So in this case, acting under pressure.
Under pressure. Crappers. I rolled a 6.
A 6. Okay. All right, so that's gonna be bad.
Yeah, I check out experience every time I get 6 or less, right? Well, it'll be fewer, but yeah.
Wait, before, can't I help someone, or do you have to do that before?
I'm gonna say you're gonna be able to do it after the one. This is kind of going off the round because you acted. That's like she acted, you acted, and then the thing acted. The monster acted. So we're gonna go into the top from that. So yeah, it does rake over you. It doesn't really seem as concerned with you, but it pushes you over the side, and you're gonna take at least one harm because you've been rammed into a table.
Yep. All right. I hit a table.
So we're back on the top one. Greg's in there. You basically see that it's like that there's something almost invisible clawing its way out of there. You can't really see the form, but it's going through. It seems to have some sort of form through the mist. So you know that Cassie is still in there. So what are our plans, Randall?
Let's see. I get in the car and drive it right to the entrance.
All right, so you're the car. Oh, so you're basically just ramming it right in.
Yeah.
Okay, like that. So yeah, that's gonna be kicking some ass. So
Okay.
you can go through that, and let me take a look at the grifter sheet on that, or the crooked, excuse me. And what are your abilities? So you have for your moves, you have driver. And that's a +1 on ongoing with driving. Plus, you can hotwire on anything. So you can add the +1 into your tough when you are rolling kick some ass.
Okay. Six. That's a 5. So.
All right, and I will
use
say,
your luck.
you have luck. If you need it, that is absolutely a thing.
Okay, I'm gonna use my luck for that.
All right, so that's an auto 12 with it. So you have an advance effect. So I will say this will actually hit what you're going through. So so look at your advance effects and see what you would like to do.
I force them where I want them to, which is away from the car and Cassie.
Okay. So Like Car and Cassie. All right. So yeah. So that's gonna be yeah. It immediately you go into it. You manage to hit. It gets on there. You don't see it, but you just go scraping over it, and it ends up flinging it. So that's an excellent one. You don't have any kind of damage. I will say though that now that it's going through, you still can't see the full effect, but you do end up seeing the same eyes that Cassie saw previously, which look a little like this. So, and just a maw of teeth that seem to be looking at you. So, all right, but you are pulling from there. You do see Cassie as you. That's like there. She's picking herself up, and the frog seems to be pushing her forward.
Yep.
Working from it. So Cassie, you. That's like you can react. With this, you actually do see the beast has been so this monster has been completely knocked over, and let's see. You can choose to kick some ass. You can try to read a bad situation to see if you can get anything. That's like anything out of this, or you can just try to act under pressure to get the hell out of Dodge. So,
I still feel like running away is the best course of action for me.
okay,
Let's run away with a 8.
an 8. Okay, that's going to work. So you are going through there. All right. As you're reaching out, so it's like you managed to get out of there, but as you jump into the back of the Impala, you see that the that's like you see that it as this creature misses you completely, but its other claw comes out and grabs the frog. So
No, not the
you
frog.
this is the choice on your side alone. You can choose to act. I'm going to say that Randall is too busy being ready to peel the hell out. So you can try something in order to rescue your frog, or you can. That's like you can take him. Like you can leave him to the fate.
Gonna use the Jinx to interfere with the enemy.
All right, so you're gonna. All right, so you're gonna interfere with him. All right.
Stand by. Let's go. Good dice rolls. Oh, crackers. Where did that one go? Fortunately, I have another die. Hold on.
All right.
I lost one. I got a 10.
10. So, all right, and that's more of a magic roll. So, but let's see, 10 plus. It works without a issue. So, what's the effect? How does this resolve?
Let's see. It was reaching out. Let's see. Okay. Hold on. Was it grabbing at it before I got in, or was like the window down, or what was the situation?
You can choose how to describe the situation to anyone. How did you?
All right. Perfect. All right. As I slip into the vehicle, the frog is just kind of hanging out. The clawed hand reaches through the window, and then I just pop. The window appears, and maybe severs an arm.
All right, so yeah, it comes off from it. So, but yeah, you hear that that goes through. Before it does, it manages to try to get back into the end of the Paula. It does dig its claws in, unfortunately. So it's scratch. So that's a paint job for you there, Randall. Sorry to hear that. Tell you. But as you look forward, Greg actually stares back a little bit and just kind of quietly says, "You have beautiful eyes." As you peel out and leave this thing screeching as it goes out. And but you are now away. So let's see. Going through, but yeah, he's just trying to think about that. He's yeah, Greg looks like he's almost in a daze just because of what's happened. Randall, where are you going?
To the apartment I'm renting right now.
Okay. So, all right, so you're going to use that as the safe house, hopefully, to see what can happen.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. So, you managed to go and get there. What does your apartment look like?
It's really crappy.
All right. So, just on the lines of no-tell motel.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So, but yeah, you managed to get there. Greg's going through there. That's like the frog is just kind of slightly croaking on the way. He's okay, but he just seems like he's more tired up in there. But as you get up there, you do get a call. It seems to be from Mr. That's like Mr. De Rohan.
Okay, I pick up.
All right. He picks up. Oh, my boy, are you okay?
I'm kind of busy at the moment. Something's trying to kill me. You know.
Oh, it wouldn't happen to have anything to do with our favorite hangout, our faux nighthawks, as it were.
Uh, yeah, probably.
Oh, yes. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you see, it's like it seems that your car was seen from the at least leaving the scene of what is described as a grease fire gone out of control. So, um, so I would suggest that maybe you pull your car off and you look a little bit further, or switch to the other vehicle that you decide to use. So turn. But were you able to get any more information?
I'm in the process of getting some more information. Don't
Oh,
have it yet though.
okay. Well, if you need some more safe at house, my abode is always welcome to you. But I also wanted to let you know I got a little bit more information for you. Um, it appears that at least what you told me, the Addlewood is something of an extinct species of trees. Specifically, more in the fact that it actually is mythical, never existing, or should have existed in the first place. And is said to grow, if I'm reading this translation correctly, in the that's like in the tears of human apathy and sadness
Oh, great.
that creates an oil that keeps that's like the fires of the unknown burning. So little it's like little off of that, but certainly interesting. So but I would eventually like if you can find this lantern that's connected to it, I think this might reveal more of the mysteries that we are wanting.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of that right now. So.
Ah, so no, that's much of very appreciated. So you do that. So and we'll be in touch. Okay, my boy.
Okay.
All right. All right. All right. So you hang up the phone. It's about that time that Greg is waking up. So and look around. Oh God, where am I?
A car.
So well, you're at the apartment now. So
Oh, you're in the apartment? Okay,
yeah.
an apartment.
So all right. Oh God, what happened? What's going on?
Uh, looks like some sort of supernatural creature is trying to kill you.
Supernatural creatures? What are you on about? That's it. It seems like somebody, but like I said, a bomb off in the diner.
Oh, okay. Don't believe me.
Oh, they're working from that. Look, I guess I'm thankful for you done that, but I need to go. Then he gets up and starts moving towards the, so at least stumbling a little bit more towards the entrance.
Hey, girl, can you do something creepy for me?
Oh, I can do all sorts of creepy things.
Okay.
Let's drop a probably a disused bookcase in front of the door.
Oh, okay. So are you physically doing that, or are you doing?
Oh no, this is all magic, or whatever it is,
Uh,
or the jinx, or whatever that interfere with what a bystander is trying to do, or
Okay.
a bystander
All
is
right.
trying to do.
All right, you can do that. So go ahead.
Let's try. No, no, no. I rolled a 4.
Nope. That is so it wobbles and one book flies out randomly from the shelf and almost hits you. So
Oh, not today.
and he does look at it like, okay, look, obviously pointing back to Randall, you are not an agent with a nonprofit or the grant or anything I'm looking for. So uh I'm gonna walk out and pretend anything didn't exist beforehand, and you could just go about your business. That cool? I
Uh,
think that's good through. So you have a good day.
I'm going to grab him and say, now listen to me now. You're in big trouble right now, and I'm the only person that can save you right now. And I'm going to manipulate someone.
All right, so you can manipulate on that, and remember, if you are you using physical intimidation for him?
Yeah.
Okay, let me take. Let's see. What did you take? Oh, you have the grifter. So one. Okay. So all right. Yeah, you have the grifter ability. So remember, if you need more information, you can technically use that. So.
1 second. Let me. Grifter. Or not crooked.
So yeah, so in this one, if you with the grifter background, when you want to manipulate, you can ask me what will convince the person to do what I want, but I will answer honestly, but not necessarily completely.
What will convince the person to do what I want?
They say the truth, at least for what you're after, because he's seeing that you are just lying on top of everything, and if that's like these, if nothing else, there seems to be an inherent it's like an inherent distrust of anybody else who's not giving him the complete truth.
Okay. Now, listen here. You know something about a lamp, and you're going to tell me about it because that's what I'm looking for, and it's causing all of your problems, I think.
A lamp?
Or a
So,
lantern. Some sort of.
I don't understand this is going through. So, Cassie, while Randall has him up, just basically holding up against the wall, you do notice something that the frog seems to be dancing around your legs, but more than often than not, just it seems all to your vision that he's standing up, pointing, and it just starts croaking a little bit more. That's like croaking a little bit more adamantly towards. It's like towards Greg and also towards a piano. It's like a very disused piano that is in the apartment.
Oh, okay. Uh, let's see. But the frog isn't trying to go there on its own. It's just kind of pointing it out.
Yeah.
All right. Go. What the heck? All right. Something piano. Let's see. Ooh, what do I do here? What do I do here?
So all right. Well,
I like point out the sprog to the guy. Hey, Greg. That's the name. Greg. Frog. Something about a piano. Go play with the piano. Like literally as awful as possible. Just go play with the piano. I think that's what the frog wants you to do.
okay. Are you trying to manipulate him then?
Sure.
Okay.
And like as just like minimally as possible. Completely. All right. So that's plus 7.
7. Okay. So, and you were not using your telepathy on that, correct?
No, I just said it.
You just said it. Okay. So, alrighty. Let's see.
No.
I just
Just trying to point out this frog is doing weird things. It's pointing this piano. Maybe you know what it's going for. You seem to know this frog.
All right. So as he does that, it's like he just kind of looks over to it, and the frog ends up jumping over on top of it, and he looks a little bit surprised. But as he does, his fingers start hitting the keys, playing a little button, and that's like it seems that he's a bit more natural. That it's almost in a trance, and as he does it, the frog stands up on its hind legs and starts singing.
A normal day.
But this is going through. But they start playing together, and the song is just going more lyrically. At night, when the lake is a mirror, and the moon rides the waves to the shore, and he just keeps singing this. Not it's like this. Oh, trying to think. It's like almost 19th century it's like ballad. That's this little one going through, and he and Greg both That's like continue to sing together until they come to a stop, and the frog goes back down, and Greg looks back up and says, "George Washington, how can I have forgotten you?"
Forgotten who?
The unknown, the beast, Wirt, everything that we did there. Beatrice, just why are you? And he looks back and it's like, I thought I lost you years ago, or I thought you died. Where were you? And he, that's like the frog hops down and that's like goes over to you, Randall, and starts pulling at your jacket. Specifically, the area where it's like the monster raked across you, where you see that there's a bit of that's like a little bits of the wood that's still actually sticking in there. Greg
Uh,
looks over. The beast can't be back. It's like Wirt blew out his lantern. Nobody was buying his crap anymore.
Well, that seems to be the problem. Seems to be the thing we got to deal with.
So, oh, so, oh god, just the. It's like, oh man, I can't believe I forgot all of this, or where we're supposed to go. Um,
this is it's a supernatural thing.
well, it's not Marliott's, but it's in the unknown over the garden wall. But that thing shouldn't be here. I don't know how it got here, but maybe it followed us years ago when Wirt and I were there. Just that's like flowing through. They said they found it in the. They said they found it in the bay where we almost drowned. Sorry, I know I'm probably babbling on. Just to give you the base, just to give you the overview, my brother and I got lost when I was young in some woods that were called the Unknown, and it seemed to be that's like a place that just it shouldn't have existed. It was caught in a place in a simpler time. But we ended up making friends and confronting this thing called the Beast. And he takes a piece of paper and that's sitting off there and starts scribbling it. And you turn around and you see uh, that's like you end up seeing that figure that you saw in your dream, Cassie.
Oh, yay! I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Something about dreams.
Well, it's something that he can make if he can make other people basically grow into those trees. And if that happens, then that's a lot of power. He never interacted directly, but if there's somebody doing it on this side, I don't know what's going to do to anybody.
Okay. Well, we need to find this. That's what we're trying to do. You got any ideas?
Well, I know I know that that's like that that lantern. I can't believe I forgot about it. It was supposed to be presented and actually lit at the at a ceremony honoring this. That's like honoring me and the other seniors graduating on the Sultana, the schooner that's out in the bay.
Oh, all right. That's a lead.
Yeah.
So, all right. But yeah, we got to get over there. Just oh damn. I don't know what we can stop it though too because it's the biggest thing. Okay, I have to warn you. The problem right now is no much the monster's a thing that can even hurt you, but he can just convince you to do things. This the beast can. It's like he takes over your mind and makes everything of your worries completely come true.
Huh.
And
Sounds like somebody else I know.
true. So it's one of those. So we God, I think the ceremony's in like 2 hours. We got to get over there now.
Okay. Let's get in the van.
All right. So you're getting in the van for that. All right. So booking it out of there. I'm actually going to say for this because you know that your other car has been spotted. I'm assuming you're trying to avoid the fuzz.
Yep.
Okay. So we will go along with that. This is acting under pressure, so I'm going to say that that's going to be for your drive check, but you do get a +1 because of the driver move. So
Okay. So. 9.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So for it's for acting under pressure. Let's see. All right. So you have. That's like as you're going back. You managed to go. It's like you are going through. You are pulled out. It's like you do see. You're speeding just a little bit because Greg is trying to push you on. And you do see sirens behind you. When you're going off of one of the offside roads towards the bay. So, are you going to stop, or are you going to keep going and try to lose them, or try to talk your way out of the situation?
I'm gonna keep going.
All right. So you're going to try to outrun them.
Yes.
Okay. So, all right. Then this will be a. Let's see. Normally I say that to act under pressure again, but this is a fight because he's trying to ram you off the road. So, or at least get in a position to stop you. So, this will be kick some ass, and you can still put your driver into that as well.
Okay, so I. 0. That's a 6.
6. All right. Yeah, that's a failure. So it's gonna come up and let's see. That's like if you decide not to change that at all, they're gonna ram your car. That's gonna do. Let's see. With the car itself, I forgot about the vehicles. Let me take a look and see. Also, I played with them. With that, I'm going to say that you don't have any harm on that, but they're definitely on you, and it's going to be harder to get them off you. So, and you only have one more ram before they can at least drive you off the road.
Certainly
So,
hope one of their tires don't explode.
okay. So, yeah, you can do that. So, you've made your drive check. Is there something you want to do, Cassie?
I'm going to use my favorite ability, which is Jinx, to hope to interfere with them and hope that maybe their tire pops.
All right. Let's see if you can make it.
I got a that is weird. I got a 10.
10. All right. As you're going through, you all scream, but suddenly, both it's like two of the tires just shred completely, and send them off into the wooded area off to the side. So it squeals off, and we're good. So that works into there. But yeah, good job. You've managed to go ahead and lose yours there. Although you're probably kind of where you're on borrowed time because they probably didn't get the license plate on this. So it might be enough. Yeah, you might be trying to figure out another way to get it. So, but you go ahead and make it in time. It's in the evening, in October, so it's about 6 o'clock. It's starting to get 6, 7. It's starting to get really a little bit darker now. But as you're going through, you do notice that the scooter itself, which is just to let you know, this is not the original Sultana. This is a replication that was made in 1988 by students. Is for a Royal Navy schooner, but it seems to have nobody on it. It seems to dead silent except for one figure that is moving back and forth, and all over the ship you can tell that there are growths coming out of it, which look like the Edelwood tree that you saw within the gallery. It is still moored, so it's moored, so it's not going anywhere. But yeah, it looks pretty awful, and you can't see fully onto deck until you actually ascend up the gangplank.
All right, set it on fire. No, the opposite of what we want to do.
Well, grand property destruction here, but you know that's no guarantee that destroys the lantern.
No, that's no, because we don't want to get fire and the lantern near each other.
Okay. So worked off from it. Alrighty. So, but all right. So, are you making a plan before you go up there, or trying to figure out more information, or just heading right into the right into the heart?
This sounds.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Shell.
This sounds like investigate a mystery.
Okay, you can go. Absolutely. Well, investigate a mystery too, or I would say in this case maybe more of a read a bad situation.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So, what's the actual layout here? There's a boat and it's moored.
Yes, so I will go ahead and I don't believe this is there. So let's see. Let me see if I can get the picture up. Oh, that's good. So yeah, it's not a very big ship at all. This is the HMS Sultana.
All right. See.
And so it's basically just more of a general sailing boat on there. So just where you're at on the docks right now, you can't see quite over. You can basically what you can actually see are basically tables and chairs.
Nobody's there yet.
Well, what
Or is
people
it?
were there, which is looking in about the terms of maybe 10 to 12, uh, are probably Adelwood trees by
Yeah,
now.
that's what I was worried
So,
about.
but I will, and I'm sorry I didn't see how high that was, but yeah, I'll say actually if you can go over looking over from where it's moored, you can actually see that in the center there are actually tables that were set out to basically add and a small like wet bar in the very back that was set for serving out food. But in the middle is the lantern itself, and you see that that's like there is a shadowy figure that seems to be breaking off branches from the trees that are sprouting from it and grinding them into the that's like grinding them into something that's pouring into the lantern that's trying to flicker. That's like weakly back to life.
Ooh, okay. Huh.
So so in this case now you have the information. So I would say you can I will allow it for the moment right now. Reading bad situation probably the best one, but I will allow investigate a mystery as well. So
Okay, I rolled. It was 8, and what can hurt it?
what can hurt it in this case?
The creature, yeah.
The creature. Uh, your best guess is probably destroying that lantern. So that's like is that whatever this is, human, the beast, something else. More than likely, it's like you're going to basically probably destroying that lantern. Probably will go ahead and take care of everything.
Okay, I'm gonna grab my shotgun from the van.
Okay, so all right, and before any of that goes, Cassie, what are you doing?
Uh, all right. So let's see. On read a bad situation, I rolled a 10.
All right.
So what's that?
All right, so you have hold 3 on there, so you have any of those questions.
All right. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Yes, you actually didn't see this before because you just see the center figure, but your old friend from the diner is actually circling, hopping in between the alderwood trees that are sprouting off from the side, and it is definitely on patrol, trying to make sure. And you didn't see it before just because of how the low light, but it's when it hops, it's actually making the ship rock back and forth.
Okay. What's our best way in?
That's like the gangplank would probably be the easiest one, but if you're wanting to be quiet, there looks like if you can possibly swim up to it, that there is one of the small rope ladders off to the side that's not being looked at, and it doesn't seem like there's as much of the Adelwood trees surrounding it.
All right. And so here's a question I have actually.
Okay.
What's most vulnerable to me? Is that referring to like me as a person, or is that like the situation?
Oh no, that's basically what is the most can you do the most damage to?
Oh,
So
uh,
and
yeah. Let's go with that one. That sounds like fun.
You do know that at least it's like for the at this point, I would say that the beast actually the creature that's hopping around is probably the most vulnerable because if you give it a bad suggestion in some way, it's probably going to follow it as hard as it can. It is on complete instinctual reaction.
Okay. All right. Got it. All
So,
right. So that's
all right.
just in a situation.
Yep. So you know that you can, if you want to swim in the bay, you have a little bit of time to be able to do that. So, going that's like going through that. You can also try to go up the gangplank, but that's more the direct path. You also can plan out with Greg as well because he and the frog are there too. So, You can so if you want to, you can actually go around, and it's like you can utilize them as well. Because Greg, since he's somehow gained his memories, is actually outside going like, "What do you need me to do? What I'm willing to do anything."
All right. Distraction.
Do you want them to distract?
Do we want them to distract?
That's
Yes.
okay. I will say that's a group decision. So
Yeah.
Yes, we want them to distract. I hand them my van keys. You can drive pretty well, right?
yeah, no, yeah. I only had at least 3 accidents last year, but that's really because I was kind of not paying attention to the road. And did I tell you my brother usually drove me a lot of the times?
Accident sound like what we kind of want anyway, so it's
It'll be all right. So, all right, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna actually modify this just a little bit. So, because Randall, you made the decision. So, I'm gonna allow you to manipulate him into basically. Oh, what are you wanting him to do with the van?
Basically, distract the monster that's the other monster, not the creature that's messing around with the Edelwood.
Okay, so all right, so the Edelwood. All right, so you're wanting to, so the one with the eyes. So all right, I'm gonna allow you. I'm gonna allow you to go ahead and do a manipulation for this, for basically the charm to see how fervent he gets. So
12.
go allies.
okay, so this is what literally happens. Despite all potential physics that could have happened, Greg and George Washington, the frog, get into the car. They both scream out at the same time. Greg manages to get the van on top of the gangplank, which it's only be wide enough to maybe carry 2 tires, but damn it all, he manages to almost screech it up. It flips it off to the side, hitting one of the Edelwood trees, pinning it in place, but it's like completely tipping the boat side, where you see the figure fall back and the lantern scatters down to the side of the boat out of sight. And the beast immediately comes in, screeches, and is now trying to tear into the van's engine block, while Greg and George Washington are scream croaking at it. So they are thoroughly distracted. If you want to get up the gangplank to try to get to that, you can do that now. Good job rolling 12. You hit the insanity button. Good job.
Okay.
All right, so we'll go first. So Alshai, you can go ahead and what are you trying? Are you just trying to get on the boat with using the distraction?
Didn't the lantern fall into the water, or
No, as far as you can tell, no. You have to get onto the boat. So actually, I'll say both of you don't have to actually even do act under pressure, because this is you've been you manipulation. It was thoroughly distracting, so you're on. What you see beforehand is that's like what the figure was feeding into it. That's like apparently was a apparently in this case was some sort of almost wood chipper that seemed to be sent to a juicer of some sort. It looks like it's actually one of like a machine that literally is made out of 5 different old juiceros. That he's been feeding into it, and has it funneling the oil from the Adelwoods into the lantern, which is, or where it was, where you could see it sparking. It has gone further down, where it's still sparking, and the figure's looking off to the side while it's trying to wrestle with it and getting it over. So he doesn't see you the figure doesn't see you at the moment.
Okay, I'm gonna try and get to the lantern.
You're gonna try to get okay. You're gonna try to grab the lantern. All right. He's wrestling with it. It's going to be going through. So this is going to be kick some ass. So go ahead and make the roll.
Okay. Roll. 6 - 1. 6. So that's a failure.
Use your 12.
6. Yeah, that's it. You can use a luck roll if you want to give it.
Okay. How many?
Okay. No, that'll just be you just have to spend one because that will give you an auto 12.
Okay.
So, and take it up. So, all right, but yeah, that goes to a 12. You grab it. Well, there. You hear it. You hear it go. You manage to get away from it. It's still flickering weakly, but as you do, you see the face of that's like Monsieur de Rohan, who's just staring back at you, holding one of the branches of this. Ugh. This would have been so much easier had you just been able to have ignored at least some of the other signs.
So what's gonna happen? Are you gonna betray me now, or what?
How can I betray you when I've already that's like already using you? So I'm in it for the power, not for the money. Money is transitory. But in any case, but in any case, I wanted to more test around to see what the reactions were when you came into contact with well the what I that's like my controlling substance, so to speak. So as he crushes one of the other branches in his hands, and you see that oil oozing through his hands, and he starts actually licking it off of it. And as he does that, you actually see that his skin almost seems to fade somewhat, and like he's not actually that's like there, and uh, almost like the stubs of antlers are growing out of his head. But this is not really what I need to be important. It's like concerned with. What you should be concerned more with is giving me the lamp. And at that moment, you feel utterly convinced that you actually should just hand it over to him. That if you don't do it, something horrible will happen. Something that will destroy your life completely.
Uh,
So in this case, to resist that, that's a cool roll. Act under pressure.
uh, can I help him by giving them a +1 by interfering with their enemy?
Well, this is his roll first, and then we'll let you act. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Let's put the zeros. Yeah, that's a 2.
2.
What?
All right.
So
All right.
I
So, all right. Yeah, you can spend luck, or you can just leave it as it is. So,
I'm just gonna hand it over to him.
all right. So you just decide you start weeping because you realize that you're handing it over. So, all right. You've heard the same. You didn't really hear all the conversation from that. You're still kind of hearing the honking and beeping of it, of Greg and George Washington, the frog. But you actually see that Randall grabbed it and then it started push, and then seems to be like almost in a weeping trance, handing it back to the man. So what are you doing?
Oh, crackers. All right. Let's see. I need to stop this somehow. This is a terrible thing. Interfere with what a monster or whatever is trying to do. That's my go-to, because if I at least interfere, maybe, the ruse is pulled over or failed or something.
No, that it will interfere. So, and we can discuss the effect. So go ahead and do it.
All right. I rolled it's plus weird. I rolled a 8. I rolled an 8.
And 8. Okay. So for the weird rules, let me pull that up again, because that is magic. So for this, it works imperfectly. So basically, it's going. So this will glitch out. You do actually end up snapping it out of it. And that's like you pull out from there. You pull it back. And Randall, you're not hearing the voice. You're not commanding it, but as you do, your hand brushes inside basically the open face of the lantern itself. Your fingers brush against it, and it doesn't feel so much as it's like as burning, but it's just desire. It seems like it's that you have to be the person. Everything, all the Edelwood around you starts smelling really good. It's not that rancid smell. It's like it's divine. It feels like this should be the manna that you should be eating, and that's you should carry the lantern for a while. Maybe find a way to light it for yourself.
Can I make act under pressure roll?
Not this round because you're well. Actually, you're thinking about that, but you see you can't do that at this moment because once you do that, the Rohan actually sees that the look in your eyes and attacks you. So this will be one more tough roll, and then if you make it, you'll get that chance.
Okay. So
All right.
just
Yeah. So this will be he's going to be coming out at you. So actually, this is going to be where is it? I'll say well, actually, this is that's like you're kind of kicking ass. So go ahead, yeah, kick some ass, and go ahead and do that.
6 again.
6 again. Okay, so he's gonna get that hit on you if you don't change it. So he hits pretty hard, and that's going to inflict 2 more harm to you.
How much luck do you have? I don't see it anywhere on the sheet.
It's under luck where you see where it goes from okay to doomed. So
Oh.
that's all the boxes
Yeah.
are your luck. So.
Okay.
But you just spend it, but it's a finite resource. So, and if you were ever playing a campaign, it does not regenerate.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will. I guess I'll use the luck.
Okay, you managed to dodge out of the way, so and you can attack back now. Or actually, I'll make your choice. You can go ahead and attack back because that's what it's telling you to do, or you can go ahead and act under pressure to regain control of yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna act under pressure.
Okay.
Let's, sorry, I lost this. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
Cool. Okay. Okay, I got a 9.
A 9, good. All right, so you're. That's like in this case, yeah. So you do keep it under pressure, but you realize that turning right now for this, it's going that you realistically the lantern now that you've touched its flame is if it's like continues to try to ignite or reignite, it might have that same control over you again. And that's at the moment it's like you can try to just break it completely, but you have no idea what that's going to do, especially the fact that you have it so close to you. So you can it's like your choice in this case is that you can try to get away and resist the temptation of it again, or you can destroy it right here right now without it's like and risk possible harm to yourself.
I'm gonna try and destroy it. How close is that grinder?
The grinder's in there. It's just a few feet back from you. So
And it's still running, right?
yes. So it's basically like a wood chipper. So
So I'm gonna throw it into the wood chipper.
okay, so you're gonna try to throw it into the wood chipper. All right. I'll say one more. This is basically because of this. So this will be your last act under pressure roll to see if you can get this. So. Although I will say that in this case, well, yeah. So go ahead and do that, and we'll see what happens.
Oh, 6.
6. All right. You. It's like so if you don't change it, you miss it completely, and next turn it will. It's like since you're trying to push it right now. Next turn, the lantern will resume control over you again. So. But that will be so. Are you keeping that the same, or are you using a luck?
I guess I'm gonna use another luck.
Okay, so you do manage to push it through it completely. You you shove it into the grinder, and you hear it scratching and scraping, but you can see the cracks coming forward. Monsieur de Rohan screams out and is trying to reach it, but it actually finally seems to implode and crack, and you see the last of the that's like the last of the oil in there basically sputtering out and the flame dying as it starts going through that and the grinder making a horrible noise as everything seizes up. Um, as you do that, he falls to the ground. You have a really splitting headache to the point where it just almost knocks you out. It is such an intense needle through your brain that you go down to the ground and are unaware for what's going on to the second. Cassie, at the end of the boat where you're at, you actually see that once you see Randall fall down, Monsieur, that's like Delarone, is screaming as you see that parts of his it's like body are starting to melt off into the oil itself. And then the horns, then the shadow form that almost was laying over him is just going off and lets down to the to the deck as it slides over and evaporates, leaving a very, very desiccated looking skeleton. So that's are underneath it. But as that too, you do see that the others are. You start hearing splashes, and you look over, and you can see. Well, one, Randall's boat is now in the bay. Or sorry, Randall's car, white van is now in the bay. As Greg and the frog are climbing out of it. The trees that were there are gone, but you see that there are people there just walling around, and where it's like one more splash that was much larger, where it looks like the beast fell. You look over, and it seems that there's some sort of lab or border collie that's swimming away. So,
dog.
but they're all very, very confused about the situation as is. But are you? That's. But it's about time, where Randall, you're regaining your consciousness. You see what used to be once you're. It's like De Rohan. So, and that's like everybody is trying to swimming to the bay right now, trying to figure out what the hell went on from this. And the only person who seems to remember anything is Greg, who's actually, once he and swims back to that, is kind of dancing around the bay, just cheering as high as he can, just like, woo! That was great. Can we do it again?
I don't know what you thought was great.
All right. So, but at that point, you managed to go ahead and get everybody else called around. A couple days ends up going by, and the that's like a couple days end up going by, and the police, Randall, they drop all charges with you. So they realize that apparently this was a grease fire that just got out of control, and apparently also linked in with a fry cook who is using way too much Axe body spray in the back. So who knew? So Greg ends up coming back to you, finding it's like the pieces of the lantern itself, the remains of it, and about that, and actually takes you out to a cemetery that has a large and walks up to a very large wall. But it's like general stone wall that is over there, where you see the woodsman again, and he looks over there, boys and girl. You did a good job. I'm glad you remember the name. That's like the name. That frog is important to everything, and it ends up croaking again. So, uh, that's like, I assume you have it, and looks over to you, Randall.
Yeah. Here's the pieces of it, right here.
I don't think you can ever come back from this, but I don't think there's any chance that needs to be taken. So we're going to take it into the unknown and bury it there where it can be forgotten.
In many a hole.
Just remember, if you're, it's like, just because you become lost in the unknown doesn't mean he has to come after you. And looks back to Greg. Come see us sometime. Your brother too. So, and you see Greg smiling and nodding at him, and then he ascends the wall itself and drops over, which is a little bit disconcerting because that's about a 9-foot wall, but he seemed to get easily right over it out, and you don't hear a splash on the other side. So, and Greg just kind of says there, well, I know it's a little bit late, but do you want me to tell you the story of the unknown?
Sure.
Right. and he just kind of walks off with you at the end. So that ends the game. So with that, questions, comments, suggestions?
Nope, I'm just grounded forever.
Probably. So
Well, that was pretty good.
oh,
Only problem was that it seems like at the end I was kind of the only person that could act.
yeah, I sorry, that's a little bit Ed right now. I need to. It's something I haven't gotten through. So just to give you an idea of what was going on, because this is an idea. I kind of planned this for a little bit of a 4-man group. So, and also I didn't anticipate the kid being in there too, so that kind of was restricting things a little bit.
How restricted? I'm sorry. You should have said just straight up, "Hey, it'd be better if you didn't."
No, it's okay. No, if you're going to do the character your way, I'm just trying to figure out a way around that. No, what I wasn't expecting, but you both did fantastically. So, no, everything in this what I've done right now is actually based off of a Cartoon Network short miniseries called Over the Garden Wall.
Oh, wow! I never guessed.
No, definitely. We didn't cast.
I wasn't sure if you had seen that or not. So,
Yeah, no, I had.
okay. So in turns right now, but I that's like I really actually loved a lot of the other ideas from that, and what depending on what's going through, and I had to kind of streamline it just for the two of you. But had we had more players in there, it would have been on the aspect of bringing the it's like bringing the beast, bringing aspects of the unknown into the reality. So the more that the influence started affecting it, the more that you would see some of the characters drifting over into it, like not just the woodsman, but the tavern owners, the insane tea proprietor. So the horse that talked. So because I just love it, kind of a lot of the weird magical realism aspects that brought into it. So and for Monster of the Week, it felt like it was a good fit overall. So
I liked it. I feel like a kid would be perfect for this, though. If
oh, that's
if you
what
had known.
no, it's good. Like I said, ultimately that was really good. It's just kind of like balancing the back of it too. And you're right. Yeah, it's just trying to go through there. So if I decide to modify this in a day or two and run it at Gen Con, I will definitely take that into consideration. So, but it was always a plan that one of your benefactors or something was going to betray you for this and be the true one. So, thank you for choosing that, because the Immortal was a great choice in that. So that worked in there. So, and I would say with whoever was going to there, essentially, no matter what they were just gaining the power and learning the lantern, which did, in my version of it, did basically end up in the bay. Could give that ability towards an extreme manipulation. So his hope was basically to, keep his own power and keep his the mystical power side, but also keep the physical power by using that on others with any of his business deals, especially with like you, Randall, if you had not said anything, with further goals. So or further artifacts without really getting any payment back. So. But that's about it. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. We'll end it right here. Everybody, thank you again for listening to us. And remember to tune in next time. So
Thank you.